Just like that first day of my vacation going up north looking for old cars and trucks, and we obviously have to stop off at Don Garlett's Museum of Drag Racing. Not a whole lot of coverage of this. I have other videos that have done that, but Don Garlett's personal garage, you can just imagine what kind of Hemi craziness is inside there. The same style of jet that he flew in the Vietnam era, I believe. Let's go inside, take a quick look around, get a sticker, and then hit the road again. We came through some rain, but boy, it's beautiful now. Don Garlett's Museum of Drag Racing is kind of a cool place because at any given time, you could walk in there and look back in the office and old Don's sitting at the desk. Cool place, right off the interstate in Ocala, Florida. Let's get back on the road. Documentation of meal is crucial. Oh yeah. Man, I tell you, that transmission cooler is doing all the work. It's dropped at probably 45 degrees as I'm going down the road. Good stuff. Some of you may be wondering why I have mismatched tires and wheels. It's because I normally have the big ones on there and I switched out. Anyway, I'm going to check all my straps. Check everything, make sure the tires are looking the way they should. Ready? That's looking good, looking good. About halfway through Georgia, almost to Atlanta. Gasoline went from $3.49 to $2.75 a gallon. Jeez. And they're bringing more. Shutting it down for the night in Adairsville, Georgia. Just a few miles south of Chattanooga. Let's go in there and catch some shut-eye, catch some breakfast, and get back out on the road again. Whew, morning comes early. I stayed the night in Georgia because I learned on the last trip that Tennessee has a 19% hotel tax. Car looks to be fine, but before I take off, I'll be checking the straps and tires all the way around, then hitting the road. What? The gas is $2.65 at this exit close to Chattanooga? These Tennessee people done bedazzled the urinal. Fancy. Man, how is it so nice out here? 2 days, it's gonna be like 90 degrees again, but right now, I don't know how it happened. The hand of God reached in and said, poof, you're gonna have 2 nice days. Wow, it is gorgeous, dudes. I'm gonna grab a platter in here, one of those sampler things. Best seat ever. Looky there. Broccoli cheddar chicken. And of course, dumplings. Let's do this. Seems like it's having a problem getting traction. Well, Jim decided to tell us what this motor's attached to. It's a what now?
It's a SS 396 67 Chevelle, 350 horse, 4-speed, mostly original paint, original numbers matching engine.
Did they call that a red or a maroon? Because a lot of the old reds were maroon looking.
They would call this a red.
Yeah.
This would be red. So it's a 138 car is what everybody calls these, the real SS.
Yeah, that would have meant this. Yeah. Oh, man. And how many miles?
58,000 original.
And what are you doing to it? You're just kind of like getting everything the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah, me and Sam's been working on it here. We've kind of partnered in on this to get this thing done, and it's going to make a really super nice car for somebody. Original heads, original block, original carburetor, original intake manifold, original distributor, original radiator, alternator. It's amazing.
And
all the suspension's original on it, except somebody put disc brakes on it. It originally had drum.
which is not a bad thing
And
to
power
do.
steering. It's got power steering. It didn't originally have that. But it makes it more of a drivable car. It's usable.
Nice.
Original rear end, original gear set in the rear.
Would that have been a 10 or 12
12
volt?
volt.
12 volt,
So
because the
original
SS
12
and the
volt
big
on it.
block.
And every date code on this is nearly December for every part on the car. Floors are amazing. I mean, this car is absolutely unbelievable.
And it's been in Ohio?
This is an Ohio car. Yes, sir.
It didn't spend much time outside, I guess. Yeah,
The
positive.
original, and that's the original. You hardly ever see those. Those are gone.
Yeah. 12 volt. I remember one of the first things I learned when I was a kid, they're like, if you see two across, that's a 12 volt. If there's one in the middle, that's a 10 volt.
Look at the bottoms of the quarters here, over here.
Jeez. Yeah, it's kind of hard to fake it when it's up on the rack.
No, and this is going
Look
to be
at that.
this
That's
is going to be going up for sale at some point here when we get it done the rest of the way.
69.
Yes.
What do I go around here?
So
One
Sean,
bad et.
This
Oh,
this is an SS 396 375 horse 4-speed. It's an original what they call an L78 car.
yeah. That would have been like a cast iron headed big
So it would
block.
have been a cast iron head. It and the L89 had the same horsepower. And greater part of all the sheet metal on this is original. This car showed 23,000 miles on it.
Jeez. Boy, the trunk. So you did the trunk?
Yeah, I did part of the trunk too. I got to still do the rest of the body work in there, but
You cannot beat a first gen Camaro.
no, they're great cars. But this is all the original tail pan, which I straightened all this tail pan out.
Yeah, those are normally.
So, like right here, this was another big thing. I fixed all of this down through here. This took, I mean, there's a
Oh, I bet.
40 hours in this quarter panel probably fixing all this.
Just getting the quarter to match that
Because-
taillight panel.
Well, this is all original, but I reshaped a lot of this to make it correct.
Yeah, they get kind of whopped
So
around.
like up in
parking
here is your date codes
lots.
for your quarter. So that shows us an original quarter.
Oh, yeah.
And so that one, that's the original quarter on that side as well.
When do you think this is going to be done? Will your grandchildren
Years,
see it?
yeah. Years. But she will be a beaut.
Oh, yeah. Is it going back original color and all that?
Fathom green with
Ooh,
the white hockey
dude.
stripe.
Dude, Fathom is sweet.
And it's going to have the original. I found, which the guys that restore all of the big money stuff.
Yeah.
So I found some XT wheels for it.
Oh, nice.
So the XT wheels are the big money wheels everybody does. You know, they have on Copo Camaros. And this is
Yeah.
your original torch cut hole.
They cut them with a torch?
Yeah, that's the way these were from the factory. So when they were going down the line, it essentially it was like a plasma cutter kind of.
Yeah.
And they would template that, cut that hole out, and then the 4-speed would pop up through
I
that.
never knew that.
Yeah. How to tell if one was originally an SS? There's several ways.
Isn't there like a fuel line difference?
Yeah, so a SS 396, a Z28, a couple car would have had a single feed 3/8-inch fuel line from the factory. If you had a feed and a return, then depending on what this is an X66 car. So X66 is no style trim SS 396 is what that means. So
And no style trim, does that mean
that
that
means no bright chrome accents. Everything's body color. So
kind of Copo look, kind of a Copo look?
This would look just like a Copo car because it was ordered with no options. It had no options on it whatsoever.
That's the way to get them.
Yeah, it had no options. You just got the motor, and then you got, that's what you got.
Do you remember the 68 Vet I had?
Yes.
Was a big block 4-speed,
Yes.
and it had a radio and nothing else. Came with 411 gears in it, factory.
Yeah, I remember that car. That car was pretty cool, Sean. That was a neat little car. This plate would have been welded on for any car that was going to be an SS car that was going to have dual exhaust. So that plate was welded on. If they were a 6-cylinder car or a single exhaust car, then on the other side is where the exhaust would come out.
That's just for a hanger?
Yep, that's where a hanger. It was a whole car that ran.
I think I remember you. I think I saw a picture of it.
Brian told me you had this car acid dipped, didn't you?
I did. So I had this acid dip, alkaline dipped at Indy Pro Strip. And Sean, that's the best thing you could ever do.
Oh, I bet.
If you're wanting to really seriously take one down to the metal.
And when it's this level of car, too, it's absolutely worth it.
When it come out, it was so cool to see it when it came out. It really was.
Very cool. I got to let you get home and have dinner. Another day on the road. I'm on my way, however, to Buddy's house. Buddy has so many cool early cars. Think like 32 Fords, hot rods, and stuff like that. A lot of old trucks and stuff. We'll go check out his current collection, and then we'll get on the road and head to the Frog Follies in Evansville, Indiana. But first, let's see his stuff. The Bird.
It's actually a 68 Camaro.
A 68 Camaro. Posing as a bird.
Yeah, it's the Transmero. Yeah, somebody converted this. This is the only Camaro to Firebird I've ever seen. I've seen a bunch of
The other way
Firebird to
around,
Camaro,
yeah.
And this had to have been done in the 80s. And back then, Firebirds were worth less than Camaros. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Why would you make your car worth less back when they did it?
And this is the Predator-powered Cushman.
Yep,
We need to drive that later.
we will.
And bringing this back.
Oh, yeah.
We raised a bit of hell in this little truck.
Almost 20 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
I must have been not more than a child then.
I know. You were 42.
That's a fun little truck there.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the... What's it, a fire cam bird?
The Transmero.
It's a
Yeah,
Transmero.
it's posing as a Firebird, but we all really know it's actually Camaro.
And
Yeah.
that's not a bad looking ride.
It's actually like, it's not the worst one.
My first car was a 67.
There's actual trunk floor left in it.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
You know, in Ohio, that's normally just gone. You open the trunk lid and you see grass.
Blue. Huh.
It was actually a gold on gold car.
Oh, okay.
I feel like every panel has been changed on.
Hot rodding is not a crime. You get your whole collection going back in the corner here.
Yeah, that's my engine collection.
Was that Lindsay's local?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, the sign fell off the pole. It was in the ditch for like 3 weeks, and I was like, I'm taking that.
Yeah. And what's going to be the finished date for this, you think? You made progress since the last time I was here.
When it's done is when.
That's a good point,
when
yeah.
The date will be.
When it's no longer not done,
Yeah.
it will be finished. There you go.
Yeah, this is a brand new flathead. It's totally fresh. Well, you can't see there, but got an ISKI cam in it, and I put the whole floor and everything in it. Did all the sub rails, did the cross members, riveted all in like it's factory.
Wow, that looks good back through there.
Thank you.
Get all the wood in
It's a lot of work.
I like the shifter knob.
Whoa! I found that. I had that, and it was in a box of stuff,
Yeah.
and I just randomly found it, and I was like, man, that'd be perfect for the 32. And I went over here, and it threaded perfectly right onto the
It was fate.
I was like, what? But yeah, I was just getting my wheels and tires together. Just did the fronts, the shiny black steelies, I'm gonna do some real tall 750s on the back,
That's gonna look bitchin'.
and then the body's gonna be satin black.
You ready for a road trip?
Oh, I'm ready. I need parts for this.
Let's go get them. Oh yeah, there's also that. We're gonna drive that when we get back.